Hey guys, it's August 22nd and spent a few days in there, North Carolina, visiting with my cousin. Got out of town. That was pleasant. Haven't really done much on the coach because I've been gone and so dang hot before I did leave. Got a few more parts in. Got that Max Fan Dome Plus here several weeks ago. I got it from Camping World, kind of a promo thing they had going on. Got a reasonable price on it. This is my old parts runner beater that I've had for almost 8 years now. It's a 94 Chevy van, G20, which just means it's got a little heavier spring, I think. And then it's got the V6 engine in it, which is not a ball of fire by any means, but it's been a good one. I've put about 80,000 miles on it since I got it. It's got about 122,000 on it. I changed over to synthetic motor oil here a while back, and probably not the best of ideas on something this old, and it started using oil a little bit. Mostly I was noticing it was leaking oil and getting it on the exhaust a little bit, and that was fogging around, and been meaning to fix that. I thought it was a rear main seal, but after changing the oil out, I got under it and cleaned it out real good and figured out that it was leaking from the oil cooler adapter. So I took the oil cooler adapter off. You can see the lines hanging there. I don't know if you can see it or not. There it is. So there's a mount or a place there where you normally just put the oil filter up, and it's got that oil filter adapter on it. And man, I took it off because I got to change and put some O-rings and O-rings on those lines, and then O-rings on the little adapter. And there's some leftover gasket material on that sucker that is hard as a rock. So this is what the oil filter or oil cooler adapter looks like. There's where those lines go in, and looks like an O-ring in there, but I think it's just colorant from that, because I pulled the O-rings out. So those aren't super tight. It's just it seals on the O-rings that go against these little bevels in here. Then your oil filter goes onto this portion here, and this part goes up in there and seats where your oil filter normally would seat. And there's a little gasket and O-ring kit. So I got that a long time ago. See if it's in here. I tried to hide it for myself and did a pretty good job. Probably need some more keys. Okay, where you at? Yeah, I've hit it pretty good. Let me look right in here for a minute. Maybe I set my tools on it. Yep, I did. Okay. This is a Felpro ES 70016. Had it for a long time. I suppose that some of them some of them had this little flat O-ring on it with these ridges and stuff in it, but the one that came out of mine is this one. And then there's some flat pieces. Let me just open this thing up right quick. there's these flat pieces. This one's kind of a, this one looks like what was on it, and this is a different version, I guess. The holes line up, but this one's got that cut out. This is the one that was on it. I'm almost positive. Yeah, I'm sure it was. This one doesn't have that big of a hole there. Either one of the stupid things would probably work, because it's really not sealing anything. It's just keeping it from bypassing. This O-ring is going to seal everything, and it had that O-ring with it. I believe that O-ring's just got squished down. This kit probably fits several different ones. If a guy was to put that O-ring in that wide groove right there, it would probably just spit it out and leak like crazy. That one has probably got a narrow groove that it jams down in more to hold it in place. So anyway, that ought to be a fairly straightforward thing once I can get that stupid gasket cut out of there. Man, it is on there. It is hard as a rock. I've been dreading this job for a long time. It's really not been that bad so far, but I think the reason it's been a lot easier than I anticipated is I took my floor jack that I didn't really want to buy another floor jack ever, but kind of had to have one, and I took those 6-ton jacks and I got that dude flying in the air. So it got it up where I could get under it, and it's good and sturdy all the way around. I've got the little lock pins in it and all that stuff. Still pretty nice outside. I'm going to get that done today, and I may be a little low on oil. I may have to run and get another quart of oil. I got another filter this morning because I mashed that one to pieces. So I've been using my little Bluetti, and you probably can't see that darn display because it's a weird LED thing, and it's flat, and I could plug it in and get it charged in a few hours, but I'm just kind of like playing with this solar stuff. I got a couple of panels here a couple of months ago that are 100-watt panels, and I've had them hooked up a couple of times. It's pretty neat. I mean, it's not going to be just blaring today because it's at least right now, because it's kind of overcast a little bit, but once that direct sun hits, it really kicks in. Haven't really checked that close. I did when I first got them. I was thinking that they would connect in series, but I connected them in series the other day, and it wouldn't charge. So I was kind of thinking maybe that was too much juice if it was in series. I don't know, because it sure didn't work. So these are parallel adapters. No idea if I'm being able to see that or not. Let me see. So these are parallel adapters, and how does this work? Okay, plus and plus from the two panels go together, and then minus and minus from the panels go together. Then we should have 12 volts coming out of there, or whatever the panel voltage is. And oh shoot, anyway, that's gonna work. Let me go grab my wire. My cable, this is 10 gauge cable, and it's 30 feet long. So let me hook that up. I'll be right back. Alright, I hooked these panels up with parallel adapters, so that goes plus to plus and goes into the red, negative and negative, and goes into the black. Both panels are feeding into the wires here. So how these guys, these Bluetti and most of the other charge people, I'm sure, do it is they send a cable here, and it's got some dinky little wire on it, but I guess it's enough. So we've got the negative and the negative cable. It clicks together. And the positive cable, they click together. Then there's our jumper wire. We should have voltage to this little adapter here, and then this is the input right here. It'll either take power from a 110 volt. It's got the let's see, what do you call it? It's got the adapter built into it, or the transformer built into it, so you just run straight 120 into it. This is ours that we're going to use. It'll go between 12 to 28 volts DC and up to 8.5 amps. So we plug that in, and it should kick in here in just a minute and start charging. There we go. So we're charging 106 watts. It kicked on, it said 49 at first. 106, there's 137, 139. Okay, this, in case you probably can't read it, says 139. 0% is how much charged it is. It'll estimate it'll charge up to 100% in 1.9 hours. And then this is output, like if we were running anything off of any of these output leads at the same time, it would show you what you were bringing out of it. So we'll let that sit and generate, and if the sunshine stays up, it'll probably be fully charged in a couple of hours. So save probably 11-12 cents on the electric bill by going with the panels. So that's always good. Got the old beast a decent wash job this morning. Found a minnow bucket at the Samaritan. I think somebody will probably need that. That's kind of cool, being galvanized steel and all. Also found a weird Go game. It's super popular in Japan, and this little board folds out, and it's a 18 by 18. And these boxes both have stones in them. Put you down and get this down here. One player plays black and one player plays white. And you put those on there, and somehow or another you box them in. And when you box them in, that piece of the board is yours. It's supposedly one of the most simple, complex games out there. So anyway, pick that up. It's probably from the 60s or so. It's pretty vintage. I just thought it was really cool. Also dropped by the Napa this morning. Got me some ultra gray for the intake manifold job. Scraper. And another oil filter. And then our all-important this receipt. This little JBL is an older one. It's a Charge 3. And I tell you what, I have had more fun with that thing and gotten more use out of it than I ever thought I would. There's my refillable cylinders that I bought for resale. And haven't sold any yet, but I will. Here's the receipt stack that I need to go through and get everybody up to speed on where we're at money-wise on the thing. And I think that about gets us caught up on this stuff, other than the next project. Not sure what it'll be. Probably some demolition. I've got stuff in there, like the back headliner, that there's no way it's even going to be worth salvaging to try to do a pattern from, because it's just gone. It's just hanging in shreds. So I'm going to get rid of that and get it in the garbage and get it hauled off. And then I've got one more cushion I've got to cut and get out of here. And I'm going to get rid of those seats, because there's no way I'm going to pay the kind of money it costs to get seats upholstered when I can get a pair of those Toyota Sienna seats for probably between $500 and $800. There's a pair on there now for $800, but I'm just kind of hate to spend that kind of money on a pair of old seats. Anyway, well, thanks for dropping by. I'll have a better update in a few days and see where we're at then. Appreciate it. Take her easy.